Every year, more than 1 million abused and neglected children are in need of safe, permanent, nurturing homes. Locally in the Shreveport-Bossier area, there are 283 children currently in the foster care system. Court-appointed special advocates are appointed for children to assist with making a life-changing difference in the most vulnerable children's lives. Tyler Spears joins us now to talk about what CASA member does and how there is a need for CASA workers right now. Well, Tyler, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk to us about what are some of those benefits of volunteering for CASA.
Yeah, so these children have a loving home somewhere, and they're trying to, find that permanency. That CASA volunteer is one of the few people who doesn't have bias. They're not team adoption, they're not team reunification. They are what is best for that child. So they're one of the few people who has time to really get to know that child and to advocate for their best needs.
Tell us what that looks like when they're talking about getting to know those children. What specifically do they do?
Sure. So after being trained and sworn in and choosing which case, they will visit that child wherever the child is. So it could be in the foster home, could be at school, could be at t-ball practice, could be a park. So different fun places just to get to know that child. So if they know the child, then they can advocate for that child.
What does that commitment generally look like? How long is that process?
Sure. Training is about 15 hours in person, 15 hours on your own. That's the easy, fun part. For actual advocating, we ask for a 1-year commitment. A lot of our cases are going to wrap up around that amount of time. It gives you plenty of time to see the child 2 or 3 times a month, to get to know them, get to see their siblings, whatever is appropriate for that particular case.
Tyler, where is the biggest need for CASA workers right now?
Bossier Parish is our biggest need right now. We're having more children come into that parish than we've had historically ever before, and we need more advocates to volunteer to be the voice of those children.
What are the challenges of being a CASA volunteer?
Sure.
Because I'm sure there's a few.
Yeah, it can be emotional. You're going to get to know these children who are going through a rough season.
Right.
Their parents want their kids back, and so you're trying to support them and advocate for them, and the foster parents are getting attached, and so there's a lot of emotions involved. So a lot of it is just that patience. It takes a while to work the case plan. It takes a while to figure out what is the direction that course of the case is going to take.
So Tyler, how can one get more information about CASA, or if they're wanting to join themselves, or maybe talk to you more in depth about what that commitment may look like? Who should they call? Yeah,
definitely call us at CASA, 585-2272. Go to our website, vyjla.org. Find us on Facebook or Instagram. We would love to talk to you more about how you can advocate for these children.
Tyler, as you work with some of these individuals who are able to volunteer and give back, what has been a really big benefit to those individuals? Obviously, they know that they're making a huge impact in their lives, but go ahead and talk to us about some of those people on the other side, about how CASA has rejuvenated them in a different way that maybe they didn't know that they needed.
Yeah, so I was at a fall festival just last night recruiting for CASAs, and this couple came by and says, I know CASA. And that's exciting. Tell me, what was your experience? And for them, it was a lived experience. They had temporarily lost custody of their children, and they had great things to say about their CASA, because the CASA, again, was advocating for the child. The CASA recognized that these parents were doing everything they could to get their child back. And so it was just so much pride to know that this individual, with no bias, saw these parents and was able to tell the court, hey, they're doing a great job, they have their sobriety, they've worked their case plan, it's ready for these kids to go home.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I think that's a great example, especially that just happened to you last night. Usually you don't hear it from individuals, that maybe when their children have been taken from them. But I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing that story with us, but also the information that is needed for these workers to be filled. So thank you for being here, Tyler, and talking to us and our audience about this today.
Absolutely. Thank you.